So what type of jobs were you working to just survive? I mean, when you're
Yeah, I mean, I
in
worked the most
school,
humbling
and
jobs.
what
Yeah.
did you do? Like, what type of things did you do?
So when I was young, I started hustling when I was a little kid. If I'm going to be transparent, then I'm going to be transparent, right? I was 12 years old. This is the cutest job, I think. I was 12 years old. That was my first real job. And I bought chocolate bars at a dollar store. And then I would go outside of a bank and I would sell one for $3 and two for $5. And I would stand there and nobody could tell me they don't have money because I was right outside of a bank. And who's going to
Right.
say no to a cute little girl that's hustling, selling chocolates, right? So
Badass. It's
that's how I
awesome.
started making money. I was making like $200 cash at a very young age. And I was like, I always had that like hustle mentality, and I was raised by a single mom. So I always wanted to like make her life easier and figure out ways how I can help. And so from a young age, I was just working and doing whatever I could to just give back on any capacity. It wasn't a lot, but anything I could do. So that was the first job. And then I've worked humble jobs, like I worked at a diner. I worked at this like 50s diner when I was like 16 till 19. It was great. You get paid cash. I worked right, it was right in front of Massey Hall in Toronto. It was called Fran's. I got to give a shout out to the people that still work there. um, Amazing people. And I started meeting so many actors and musicians that were coming in. And I met John Leguizamo. He came in one day and I remember seeing him. And one of the servers, it was his section. So he didn't sit in my section. And I like ran out to the server and I was like, oh my God, it's John. I was so excited. And I was like, can I please, I want to serve him. Let me serve him. So my friend at the time, he said, "Yeah, okay, go. You can take that table." So, anyways, I got to serve him his breakfast. Had a little conversation, and that was the first actor that I was like a little starstruck over. And he gave me 2 tickets to come see his one-man act, and I ended up taking my mom, and it was so cool. I remember I was so excited. I got to meet him, and he was so just uh and he came from humble roots too. So it was just nice to see someone that hit that type of fame that was still able to be so kind and humble and open to anybody. I really appreciated that about him. And that's something that stuck with me forever, because it doesn't matter who you are and what level of success you get to, you should never ever think you have the right to look down on somebody for any reason at all. It's embarrassing. So you gotta always remain humble and kind to all. You treat the garbage man the same way you're gonna treat the CEO of Paramount Pictures. That's the way I was raised, and that's the way I think it should be. That's the
Oh,
right thing,
absolutely. You're
so
you're absolutely right on, right on. And
uh,
and so did you have any, like, what was your break? I mean, what was your kind of,
I don't
you
feel like
know,
I had my break yet at all.
well, I mean,
I
but
have
but
so many.
where but what was that first big thing that you did, or what was that first thing that you did that you felt like, okay, I'm at least making progress and good things are happening for me, and I'm moving forward, and it kind of kept you believing in the dream
That's a
of
good
Hollywood?
question. That's a great question. I think that just off the top of my head, the first break. Well, I guess I got an agent. I signed with Norbert Abrams at Noble Kaplan Abrams in Toronto, Canada, just when I was graduating high school. And I was so excited because, he was the best agent in the country. And I couldn't believe that I got signed with him. Because I was just crying in my audition, and he was like, "You're good, kid." And I remember he said one thing. I'll get back to that. But that I guess that was my first kind of little break, because I signed with like like a really reputable agent, and I thought, okay, well, if he sees something in me, maybe there is something in me. And more than my teacher just giving me like an A+, right, for being loud and obnoxious as an actress growing up. Yeah, so I guess signing with him, and then I booked my first docucrime series And I actually, was that the first one, or was that, no, it was a documentary crime. Um, I played a paraplegic. I played the lead girlfriend in a documentary that MAD did, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They sponsored it, and it went out to all the high schools in North America, which was crazy at the time. I was like, oh my God, it's my face on screen. It was really weird to see. I can't watch it myself on screen. It's really weird. But I guess that's what it was. It was that documentary, and it was about kids drinking and driving and then getting into a car accident, and then the aftermath of what happens when you drink and drive. And so I became a paraplegic, lost my boyfriend who died in the car accident, and it was like, yeah, it was a whole dramatic story. So I guess that was the first little thing that I was like, oh cool, I booked a lead, you know.
And so
that was probably
when you think about Hollywood, well, right now, obviously the strike just got over, right? Is it completely over now, the strike?
Well, they did reach a tentative agreement. It's
Okay.
not long term, it's a short term agreement just for the next few years, but they did lock in a
But
billion.
everybody's back to work though. Is that, I mean,
Well, I mean, it's not like everyone all of a sudden, bam, back to, it's not like everyone's in, it does take a little bit of time, I think.
well, nobody's ever all in anyway.
That's
So,
right. That's
it's,
right. You still got to go to the audition. You still got to book a
exactly,
part. You still
exactly.
got to
And
pay for your self tapes to get to that audition.
yeah. So tell me, like, what is the life of an actress or an actor or somebody in the movie business? I mean, what does that life look like? Do you do one audition a week? Do you do 10 auditions a week? Do you do because a lot of people, I'm trying to get into like, what is it all about? What does it actually look like?
Yeah.
Because people want to know that. Like, what's your life look like? I mean, how many auditions do you
every
go
day
on?
is different. Every day is different. So I guess that's the fun part about the business, is that you get to go out, like if you're going to look at the glass half full, then you get to go out to there's all these different stories out there. And if you have an agent, then you're obviously just checking your email to see when your next audition is, which is ideal. That's what you want to achieve. And if you don't, then you're on Backstage, you're on different types of websites where you can find your own auditions and then go out there, because they do have open casting calls. You just got to do a little research. And then, yeah, you just go to an audition. And I think that's the part that I really didn't like about acting. That's why I wanted to expand into writing and producing, because just going out, and it wasn't the fact of going out to the audition and then getting rejected, getting rejected. That wasn't the part that was the tough part. It was just the chances of you booking something are so small that if you're putting all your eggs into that one basket, it's just going to take a little bit more time, unless you're like brought up in the industry and you're surrounded by those connections, then you might get lucky and someone might just, throw you something, otherwise you got to really go in there, go out there, you got to go audition, you got to keep going, you got to have another job while you're doing it. And that's why the strike happened. That's why it started, because the creatives don't have the opportunity to do what they love the most without having to have another job to be able to survive. So there needed to be a balance, a better balance. And I think that they're definitely on the road to achieving that.
So you think they did accomplish something? I mean, for you guys, like what was the benefit? What came out of it that you think is like a positive thing that came out of it?
It's hard to see a positive right this moment, because I know a lot of friends that are going through a very difficult time right now. I know people who have lost their homes. I know people who have lost, they haven't had work for 8 months. It's a long time. It's almost a year. So it's been a difficult time for a lot of actors. especially if you're not that 1%, right? So I think we're going to see the effects of what this strike has done in the next month or 2 or 3 or year. As of today, I can't say I feel like it was dragged on for so long, and greed always plays a factor in life, and that's the sad part, because everybody should have the opportunity to do what they love and make money doing it. So I guess we'll find out. I'm not sure. I don't have the right answer for that right now.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here. If you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.